is that you go through and get some kind of treatment so that you make better decisions and so that you'll stop smoking marijuana a week before court. Nope, there's no raising your hand. I'm not going. Well, then you'll have to get another one when you get out. And I hate that for you. But listen, you stop talking or things could be even worse. You did this to yourself. I didn't do this. So I'm sorry for doing this to you. I'm giving you what I think is your best possible situation to be able to be successful. Mr. Kimler, you've got Adam Casey, sentencing clause number 23, DCCR 0988. All right, sir, you're Adam Casey. And Mr. Casey was previously in court, entered a plea of guilty to the state jail felony offense of abandoning or endangering a child with intent to return. There was an agreement, it looks like, for a 5-year probation period. It was unagreed as to the type of probation. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
I've reviewed the pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Kimler, go ahead, please.
The first issue is the type of probation. The court will review briefly Mr. Casey's criminal history. The court will see that he doesn't have any prior felony convictions. He did have one prior deferred back in 2014 for delivery of marijuana that he completed successfully. I believe that probably should
speak up, Mr. Kimler.
I'm sorry, I believe that was a state jail case, and he did successfully complete the deferred term. Thus doesn't have a felony conviction. There isn't any indication that he has any other felony criminal history. There are some misdemeanor cases, it looks like, for marijuana and controlled substances offenses. Nothing violent, it appears, from the misdemeanor history. The defendant, as the report indicates, is currently employed as I believe a deckhand and
Associated Marine
Services deckhand on a push boat or barge. This requires licensing, and there's various Coast Guard licenses that he has to maintain to keep that employment. My concern is with a felony conviction that may impair his ability to maintain his licensure to keep that employment. Obviously, he's the main breadwinner in the family. The court knows that the associated cases, his wife, who's also set for sentencing, or the mother of the child that he cohabitates with, Chelsea Allen. The court would just, if I could overlap it briefly on her employment history, is not that she's more of a minimum wage type of worker. So the main breadwinner in the family is Mr. Casey. And as far as him being able to maintain his employment and licensure through the Coast Guard for that, I guess it's a tankerman license or what is it?
It's like marine time license.
Okay, that licensure, I think that it would be the incumbent that he get deferred adjudicated probation to avoid the felony conviction. And I suppose, I don't want to speak out of turn for Mr. Coleman, but I think they probably looked at the prior deferred that he received and thought, well, he's had deferred once and he doesn't deserve to get it twice. But there may be some other reason there also. But in any case, the other thing that I noticed in the pre-sentence report that raised some concerns with me is that, and the recommendation is that he doesn't have any contact with the child. And that seemed to me to be a little bit excessive in that this case doesn't involve violence or I guess physical abuse. It was an abandonment with intent to return. Both of them left the child in a vehicle when they went inside the municipal court to try to take care of a traffic ticket. He's done everything that CPS has ordered him to do and is currently complying with everything. Right.
I'll get to all that.
Yeah, and it just seems like CPS should be the arbiter of no contact. And that was the only concern that I had. That's all I had.
All right, Mr. Coleman.
I'll be brief, Judge. The defendant is here through his own actions, and if that has a negative impact on his licensing, then it's because of his own fault. The state's recommendation is based on the defendant's criminal history and the nature of the offense, the nature of leaving this infant child in a car that reeked of marijuana. And that's really all I have.
If I can just respond briefly, it seems like that obviously he's got to support the family, and that's in the child's interest that he maintain employment, that he's able to support the family. So,
do you have regular drug testing with your job?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you pass a test today?
No.
Why not?
I figured we were gonna get probation, so we were gonna stop. We stopped last Friday.
So you're on,
What would you be dirty?
Marijuana. That's it.
it's not, that's it,
Just
right? It's just not, that's it. You have how many prior marijuana related offenses? There was marijuana smell with the baby in the car with you and your baby's mother. You're here thinking, yep, she's just going to give me probation. So we'll start a week before. Stop smoking when you shouldn't have been smoking the whole time. Like, that is the craziest thought process. So all this talk about your job and how important it is, what if they drug test you? It must not be that important to you.
it is.
It's not. Clearly, it's not. Taking care of your family is clearly not a priority if you're still smoking marijuana, knowing that you could lose your job, knowing that you could go to prison. Then there's something wrong with how you're thinking. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Have a seat in the jury box and I'll think about it. I'm going to hold the other one for a few minutes.
Okay.
I'll think about them and take care of it in just a minute.
I'm gonna step back.
Because it's the same issue. He said they did quit a week ago. Miss Allen, come have a seat up here in the jury box as well.
I'm gonna step back next to you.
And not next to each other. Gonna recall Adam Casey, Mr. Kimler.
Yes, sure.
Okay, so Mr. Casey, again, we've already gone over what you were here for, what you pled guilty to. You've told me, I'm not going to worry about getting a test, that you would test positive for smoking marijuana after all of the things that I've read and seen in your pre-sentence report. I am willing to follow this probation, but there are going to be some conditions that were not anticipated today. And the only, I want you to know, as I'm saying what those are, it's the only way I'm going to follow the agreement and give you probation. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. I'm going to find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. I am going to give you the opportunity on a deferred probation because I want you to be able to work and provide. So I'm going to defer all proceedings and place you on probation for a period of 5 years. I'm going to order a fine in the amount of $1,000. I'm also going to order that you enter and successfully complete the ISF program, the cognitive track of ISF. That means you're going into custody today. It's a 90-day program. That is to help you make better thinking decisions. And when you are released, you are going to be required to enter and successfully complete the JCDI program for drug treatment, because obviously you need help with 2 different things in order to be successful in the future. This is what I'm doing, period.
Please.
Nope, there's no please. Same thing's happening to her. So
What?
y'all need to, y'all need to stop. And you need to calm down, because y'all are the ones that made the decisions that you made that make absolutely zero sense. And so the only way that I feel comfortable with you being out on probation and possibly getting your child back is that you go through and get some kind of treatment so that you make better decisions and so that you'll stop smoking marijuana a week before court. Nope, there's no raising your hand. I'm not going. Well, then you'll have to get another one when you get out. And I hate that for you. But listen, you stop talking or things could be even worse. I'm not doing this to you. Y'all did this to yourself. You did this to yourself. I didn't do this. So I'm sorry for doing this to you. I'm giving you what I think is your best possible situation to be able to be successful. All right. So again, your order to the ISO, and here's the thing, you've got the deferred probation. This is a program to help you do better. When you get out, you're still on a deferred probation. You don't have a felony conviction on your record. You're going to be able to be successful. And if you are, the case gets dismissed at the end and you don't have the felony conviction. If you violate any condition of probation, then you're going to be back in court and you're going to be found guilty and you'll be going to prison for up to 2 years. Do you understand? I'm handing you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement that I followed. And so you've waived your right to appeal. You can go back with the bailiff.